Hello and welcome to my book talk. My name is Cody Johnson, and tonight I am going to take you through the book School Culture Rewired: How to Define and Assess and Transform It by Steve Gruenert and Todd Whittaker. Now, I chose this book because my SIP is in school culture and improving it. This is something that we've struggled with at my school. In fact, we've taken several surveys over the last year and a half, and it turns out that, at least according to these surveys, our school culture is really in a negative place right now. That's all I can say. But we are taking steps to try to improve it, and so that's why I chose this SIP and this book. And I recommend this book to anybody who's interested in helping to improve school culture. It is written for administrators, people who are trying to tackle this school-wide, but it's written in such a way that I feel like you can not only gain insight as a teacher in what goes on in creating school culture, but you can apply it to your classroom as well. It's an easy read too. It's very straightforward. As you see in the table of contents, 161 plus pages, not very long, and it's very straightforward. Beginning with defining culture, drawing the difference between culture and climate, and looking at the building blocks, which I found a really interesting section. I'm going to scroll down to chapter 3, way past that. It may not let me do that. Anyways, so chapter 3, the building blocks, discusses what goes into school culture, what makes it up, and everything from the heroes that teachers, administrators, and students have, or people that they look up to beliefs, values, maybe the roles that are played, symbols throughout the school. School norms, obviously, is really important as well. The school, what type of school culture do you have? I thought that was really interesting. And Chapter 5 looks at the different types of school culture and gives you surveys and tools to discover exactly what kind of school culture might exist in your school. And I plan on using some of these in my SIP. I think that they're very helpful, and it's a good place to start. Yeah, I mean, the different types of school culture are from the collaborative school culture, where teachers and administrators collaborate and make decisions, and students are involved, parents are involved. It is, as the book says, the theoretical nirvana of school cultures. One that never really exists, but we all strive for. And then we have, in a descending order, other school cultures like comfortable, collaborative, contrived, collegial, fragmented, balkanized, and the very bottom, the worst school atmosphere, is toxic. This is where where teachers do little more than sleep at their desks, hand out worksheets, humiliate students publicly, and gossip about colleagues. And I don't know about you, but I've worked in school environments like that, and this really was a really interesting portrayal of what goes on. And so I find it, not only the descriptions very credible, but illuminating for me, because I've worked in these environments, and I've worked in collaborative environments as well. And it's just a matter of identifying and supporting those positive cultures and trying to change those negative cultures. Another chapter that I found really interesting was chapter 8. The title of it is "The Beat Goes On, or Does It?" And it focuses on moving the process of changing school culture forward. Certainly I'm going to include this in my SIP, this kind of action plan to begin the change of school culture, to jumpstart it, if you will. And the book goes over, first stop with the excuses. And I think that this is more evident in a toxic culture where it's much easier to blame other people about why school culture is the way it is, instead of finding ways to turn it around. Stop generalizing instead of giving these general vision or goals that you want to accomplish to try to improve school culture. To actually find specific ones and try to implement them. Introduce a new enemy to the group, maybe somebody who might challenge the teaching strategies, or maybe the attitudes of those teachers that contribute to a poor school culture, and then find those really effective teachers and let them in on the skinny. In other words, try to find the most effective teachers, whether that is through connections, influence, certainly effective as teachers, and try to get them on board with changing school culture. So again, written for administrators, but I think it serves teachers very well in looking at school culture and trying to improve upon it. And I'm certainly going to use this, many of the suggestions in this book, MISIP. Another one, chapter 11, it deals with leverage points. And that is points where you want to move the school culture forward, implement actions that help to turn the school culture around. And we always think of this, you do it at the start of the school year, but in this chapter, it goes through introducing it when there might be a natural shift in the calendar year, say, for seasons, or for each season, or maybe in holidays, awards and recognition, test scores, whether they're positive or negative. It might be a time to implement this collaborative, positive school culture that the book, focuses on throughout. So, like I said, this is a book that I recommend to all teachers, one that I'm going to certainly use in my SIP, and that's my book talk. Thanks for listening.